I cannot believe that I am doing this review right now. Seriously. The Inheritance series, I can't believe it's over. I read Eragon when I was, pretty sure, 11 years old. 11 years old. It's almost been a decade. That's how long I've been waiting for the finale of the series. Like Harry Potter, except, you know, you have to wait 3 or 4 years for every book. So yeah, this is a bit of a emotional one for me, guys. I feel like this review wouldn't be right without some epic Lord of the Ringsy, let's go on a quest and hitch a ride on a dragon and kiss some elves music to pump us up. Ah, yes, that is just, that's perfect. That's the stuff. Yes. Alright. I'm totally ready. Alright, I'm going to start this out by telling you I'm not even going to attempt to summarize this book series in under 30 seconds, because even I am not that brave of a soul. That's... If you are watching this and you have never read Eragon, or Brissinger, or Inheritance, like many books, like almost all books, you really should catch up before you try to watch a review about the third book in the series. I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to know what the heck I'm talking about, then I highly recommend it. Inheritance, like I said, I was waiting so long for this book. I have been waiting since I was this big, because I haven't really grown, but I've been waiting since I was a child. And it did not disappoint, for the most part. Okay, the pros. I totally forgot how nonchalant Christopher Paolini, I totally forgot how nonchalant Christopher is about Eragon just killing things. It's kind of awesome. Like in other books, if a character even so much as touches someone, it's like, oh my gosh, I touched someone, that defines me as a character now. I will never forget the time that I punched this person in the arm. Oh my goodness. Eragon, it's like, yeah, then I sliced off his head, and then I broke his arm, and then I shot him through the back with an arrow, and then, Sphera ate him, and then, yeah, and then we just, yeah, went on with our lives. Now that, my friends, that is what a true action-packed book is about. And yeah, maybe that should bother me morally, like as a person with morals, but it doesn't. Probably means that I'm psychotic, but it's cool, it's cool. Now, some people complain about the writing style, because Christopher P. has a very, very distinct writing style. Lots of description. Lots and lots of description. That's pretty much how people define him. Lots of description. But he writes it so well that I just don't mind it, and I usually do, so that's saying a lot for me. Like, one of my biggest problems growing up with reading books is I would skip anything that wasn't dialogue. That was a problem when I was reading, say, the first 3 Harry Potter books. And then I got to number 4 and was like, I have no idea what the heck is going on. And I had to go back and reread them and, you know, read all the long passages that weren't dialogue. Don't worry, I've gotten past that now. I'm fine, but still to this day, I still kind of have an issue with going through books that are just no dialogue, oh my gosh, no dialogue. 9 days without dialogue. I'm running out of food and patience. But I really, 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 really like the way Christopher describes things. I like the way he makes things come alive. See, I think the description that Christopher uses is not pointless. It betters the reading experience. It really helps you see through other characters' eyes, which is really helpful when you're reading a book that's written in third person. So yeah, the writing is a-okay, just as it's always been. Christopher doesn't focus a lot on character development, and when I say that, I mean he literally doesn't focus on it. It just kind of happens. Like, you very rarely catch Aragon or Roran sitting there thinking to themselves, how has this event changed me as a person? How can I reflect in on this and better myself as a human being? No, it's just straight up story and action. All that character development just sort of happens along the way, and I didn't pay much attention to it because I'm so wrapped up in the plot and what's gonna happen next that I didn't really care if Aragon had changed as a person for the better. Which, again, is a new thing for me. You guys know how I am. I am big on characters. But this story is so good. And I've been obsessed with knowing what happens next since I started Aragon when I was 11, so I had to know. Okay, I couldn't stop and worry about Aragon as a person. I had to know. Pros in the list, yes, there's character development, but it's very subtle. The plot is great as always. I love the writing, very descriptive, but in a way that doesn't bore me. And of course, the awesome battles with Aragon and Roran and whoever else just bashing heads and not taking no for an answer and just, vroom, vroom. Oh, they don't have lightsabers, so ching, ching, ching. There are so many great supporting characters. It's just, all in all, a very well thought out series. The patience it must have taken to write these books. Holy cow. Christopher, last name that I don't know how to say. You are awesome. You have amazing patience. I'll tell you what, I would have gotten 10 pages into writing this and just been like, oh my gosh. So anyways, then he hopped on the dragon, and then they talked together, and then they went into a battle, and then who cares about this mountain, and then they flew the end. The patience it takes, I'm sure, to get all of that information down, and to make up a language, and to make up species, and how those species work, and why these species are here, and why these ones don't get along, and names that I still, like, so many weird names I can't even keep track. Like, that's the reason why I'm not naming the supporting characters is because I can't remember half their names. I know who they are, but I literally can't remember half their names. Elsasave, Neswada, Oric, Angela. Angela! I like your name, Angela. I remember your name, Angela. I'm just wanting you to take my word for it. This book is my favorite of the entire series. There's so much happening, so many awesome fights that I just loved reading. Everything about it was great. And I'm really glad that I've waited this long to get to it. I don't feel like I've been cheated. Although, there is one con. Can we take a moment to talk about the ending, because what the heck was that? I'm not going to take back what I said about loving the book. I did, and it is still my favorite in the series. But the ending? What the heck was that? This is also a first for me, because if I usually don't like the ending of a book, I don't like the book. Like, I feel like, really, I read all of that for this? But I feel like with Aragon there's an exception, because the overall plot was so tremendously well thought out that it just didn't matter at that point. I mean, everything I wanted to happen, save for a couple things, happened, so I'm a happy reader. Which I know, that's a little terrible. I shouldn't be happy only if things that I want to happen, happen, but human nature and all that, it's kind of hard to get past it. Anyways, back to the single con in reading this book. Tell me, please, just tell me you liked the ending and tell me why. I feel like maybe if you gave me a reason why you liked the ending, if you liked the ending, then maybe I can dwell on that and I can think to myself, you know what? They're right. That was a great ending. Because right now, I'm having a really hard time accepting that that is the end. And maybe it's because it's the last book of the trilogy and I was just so sad about it ending that I was just unhappy no matter what. I don't know. I'm trying not to give too much away here, but really with the ending, I just don't feel like that happened in real life. I feel like that wasn't real. And those of you who have read the books, you hopefully know what I mean. I don't know, it felt like the book was just like, yeah, this is awesome, look at all this stuff that's happening, oh my gosh, oh. whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? What is this? Just, literally, just at the very end. That's it. Everything else was perfect to me. See, the part of my brain that loves happy endings will always love happy endings and prefer it over flatlined, just nothing endings or sad endings, is just not very happy. Even if the other side is like, hey, not all books end happily, and then the side's like, why? Why can't they? It wasn't a sad ending, it was just, I used the term before, a nothing ending. It just kind of stopped. Which, fine, whatever. Not gonna dwell on it. I loved the book. It was awesome. I'm gonna miss you, Aragon. I'm gonna miss you so much. You hold such a large part of my childhood. I will always have a crush on Aragon. I did when I was a kid. It's not gonna stop now, especially after this book. Holy cow. I am so grateful to Christopher, last name that I don't know how to say, for creating this series. It's incredible. Like I said, it's always going to be a part of my childhood and a part of my adulthood now. And I'm so happy that I got to read it. I love these books and they will always be one of my favorites. So yeah. Does anyone else feel like all the great book series are ending? 'Cause I don't think my heart can take it anymore. This is seriously depressing. It was really tough saying goodbye to Aragon, because I wasn't kidding. I had such a crush on him when I was little. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess had a crush. I have such a crush on him.